Hey everyone, Chelsea here from So Simple Home. Today we're going to do a really simple project. We are going to make hot cold rice bags. Now I really like hot and cold rice bags. They are great for whenever there's an injury, and let's face it, my kids get hurt all the time. They're great for if you have any kind of cramping, and they're hot and cold, so you can put them in the freezer for when you need to cool down an ouchie, or in the microwave when you need to heat up sore muscles. So first things first, we're gonna cut out our bag, okay? Now the first thing you wanna know before you cut your bag out is you want it to be 100% cotton fabric if you can find it. If you can't find exactly what you're looking for, you can always use muslin fabric. But we're cutting out a 6-inch by 20-inch piece of fabric. So these are not going to be really big. I mean, they're going to be big enough, but they're going to be, this is the size. Let me just show you here. They're going to be this size when they're all sewn up. Okay, so if you wanted a larger one, you could definitely do like a 6-inch by 20-inch piece and then do 2 of them. So you'd actually sew those 2 pieces together and make one long rice bag, and that's totally fine. But we're just gonna make a small one today. I prefer the small ones. They fit better in the microwave and in my freezer. So giant ones, not as helpful. All right, so I have my 6-inch by 20-inch piece here. And what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna fold it in half, just like this. And once I've folded it in half, I am going to pin along the sides. Just like this. And then at the top, I'm going to leave my opening. And I'm going to leave about a 2.5 to 3-inch opening. Now, anytime I do an opening, I like to do double pins so I know where to stop and where to start my sewing. So you can see I put double pins here. So this is going to be my opening to put my rice in. This side is folded, so I don't have to sew it. So it's one less side I have to sew. All right, I'm going to put it in my machine and at a 1/4 inch, which is right at the edge of the presser foot. Forward and back. And then I'm just going to sew at a 1/4 inch all the way down. When I get to my corner, I'm going to turn, and then I'm going to stop and back stitch where my double needles were, or my double pins were. Okay, now I'm going to start here where my double pins are. Add a 1/4 inch again, forward and back, put my needle down in the corner, turn, and keep going. Like that. Trim up my threads here. You don't want all these threads. The other thing with this project, not only is it important to use 100% cotton thread or fabric, but if you have 100% cotton thread, that's important too. Just like when we do our microwave bowl cozy, when we do our microwave potato bag, when we've done our microwave tortilla holder, you want to make sure that your materials are all 100% cotton, or else it could get really messy. I clipped my corners. You saw me do that. And now I'm just going to turn it right side out. And then I'm going to take a paintbrush, just the end of it, and I'm going to push out all those corners so they're nice and square. So we do a lot of projects that you can use in the microwave. We have, I think this is our 4th or 5th project. But again, using that 100% cotton material, fabric, as well as thread is really important. A lot of times, like on this particular fabric, I I don't think it's on this selvage, but on the selvage on some of these patterns, it'll say 100% cotton on it. So that's helpful. You can look at the end of the bolt and it will tell you as well if it's made of 100% cotton or if it has like polyester or a synthetic fabric. And you do not want synthetic. That's what will melt or start to burn in your microwave. It's also important when we're talking about sewing with any kind of fabric that you're going to put in the microwave that you only put it in for about 3 minutes at a time. So put it in for 3 minutes, and if it's not hot enough for you, take it out, mix it up a little bit, and put it back in for another 3 minutes. Don't go 6 minutes because that will start to scorch your fabric. Just do a little bit at a time. Ready to put in our rice. Okay, now this can be really tricky, but what I have found the best thing to use is make yourself a little funnel. And it doesn't have to be a beautiful funnel. Just use a piece of paper and kind of make a funnel with a large opening at the bottom. Place that funnel inside of your fabric. And then fill it with the rice. And for this size, I would say we're gonna probably use maybe 3, maybe 4 cups of rice. 3 might be enough. I might do maybe a little bit, maybe almost 4 cups. You don't want it to be so full of rice that it doesn't move. So that's actually, we're gonna take some of that out. That's probably about 3.5 cups of rice right there. So it's full of rice. Now we're gonna stitch it up. Now you could hand stitch this, but I have found that that does not work as great on a rice bag because it'll sometimes it'll unravel, and I just would rather be cautious. So I'm actually just gonna put it in my sewing machine at the end and stitch all the way across. And just close it up that way. It makes it just a little bit safer so that the rice won't come out. All right, there it is, my cute little rice bag. It's perfect for putting in the microwave, and it will help with sore muscles. It'll help with cramps. Like I said, there's so many things these are good for. And like I said, if you would like it to be bigger, you can always cut 2 6x20 pieces and put them together. Do basically the same thing we just did, only you're gonna have a larger one. Well, I think that's it for us today. Hope you enjoyed this really fast tutorial, and we'll see you next time.